I'm Babs Hogan, and welcome to Cheese Hangouts. This is Dan Hogan.
Hi.
In today's interview, we are going to talk to Mary Quicke. The name of her business is Quicke's Traditional, and it's located in Devon, England. Dan's going to tell us a little bit about her farm.
Yeah, Quicke's Traditional is a farm that's been in the family business for 470 years. It's about 1,500 acres, so it's quite the large operation. They have 600 cows grazing for 10 to 11 months of the year on the open pasture. And they've been producing cheese all along. However, in 1987, her father asked her to take over the cheese operation and really improve the quality of the cheese, and she's succeeded beyond all measure. She regularly wins awards at the British Cheese Awards, at international cheese competitions, and now Mary's been judging internationally at cheese awards such as the American Cheese Society for many years.
And that is the topic of today's discussion.
Yes, indeed.
Yes. So one of the aims of her business is to produce world-class cheese. Do you think she's accomplished that?
Oh yes, very
Okay.
much.
All right. So I would like to tell you a little bit about what she's up to. She and her colleagues in the UK are developing the Academy of Cheese, and this is going to be a 4-level certification program inspired by, can you
The
guess?
American Cheese Society Certified Cheese Professional Program, perhaps?
That's right. So I'm excited to learn how that's going. She also writes a monthly column. It's called, it's an award-winning column for Devon Life. And one of my favorite things every single month is her blog. I love to read her blog. It's called Mary's Dairy Diary. And it is beautiful writing. I look forward to it. Mary, you know how much I love your writing. So if you haven't read that, you really need to check it out. You can go to the website. It's quicks.co.uk. So let's learn more about Mary and what's going on in her life.
Sure,
And,
let's see the interview.
yeah, and we can't wait to see everyone in Denver. Thank you so much for joining Cheese Hangouts.
So good to see you, Babs.
All right, thank you. Well, let's get started. When did you first start judging at ACS?
Wow. Well, this is my 7th year, so I guess that was 2011 that I started judging.
7 years, okay. Now, did you apply for that, or did they ask you?
I spoke to somebody I knew in America and said, I think this is the most awesome thing I've heard. I'm wondering if I can join. And he said, yeah, they would be happy to think about that. And then I got an invitation.
Wonderful. So I understand that judging works in pairs. One is technical and one is aesthetic. Can you describe the roles of each?
Well, I guess the aesthetic is to look at the kind of, to build the points up from a base with all the great things about that cheese. You know, of the aroma, the texture, the body, the flavor, the appearance, and other comments, and build those points up from a minimum to a maximum of 50. And the role of the technical is to start off at 50 and take points off for flaws in all of those things: aroma, texture, flavor, body, appearance.
So 50 is score? 50?
Well, 100 then. The two, in your judging team, the two get combined. It's a really interesting process, and it's kind of a really robust process. Yeah, because you're two people from a different angle. You know, one standing for how it would taste out there in the store, and the other looking at it from a technical point of view. You know, and there are some things that occur to a technical as a flaw, like really interesting flavors, and occur to an aesthetic as, wow, that's really interesting. And also, I must say, I love, you know, anything that's handmade. I tend to immediately mark up, because I just think, you know, if the cheese doesn't taste great, if it looks great and it's handmade and somebody's put some real love into it, then I'm just so up for that.
Mm-hmm. And in the 7 years that you have been a judge, have you ever had a perfect score for your category?
You bet.
Oh boy!
I mean, one of the really interesting things about the judging is that when I first started, I guess 2011, I was thinking, wow, because the reputation of American cheese maybe isn't so great out there for the uninformed. A lot of cheese slices and Velveeta and, some really good stuff, but maybe doesn't float the artisan boat. And when I first came over, I thought, wow, these Americans they're starting to get the hang of this cheese making business. And then by the time I judged last year, and by the time it came to the final round where you judge the best in show, there were 4 cheeses, and I thought, these guys really are. I was kind of being a bit patronising. Bless them, these guys are starting to make some good, nice cheese. And then last year, there were, in the kind of final round, I picked out 20 that I thought were completely world class.
Wow!
And given there aren't that many world class cheeses in the world, I mean, I was just blown away. Right. It's really exciting, and I also think that competition has played an extraordinary part in the development of American cheese, because I think what you've got is that form has been, the whole judging has been designed really well, and the form I think gives really great feedback. So all of those cheesemakers are getting, they're paying their $50 or whatever it is, and they are getting fabulous feedback from 2 people who've eaten a lot of cheese.
Right.
And I think, and because the judging panel absolutely insists that feedback is well constructed and makes sense, and is all there. I mean, you could just get sent back to do it again if it's not right. And I think what that has given is really, I don't know of another competition in the UK, certainly in the UK, that does it as robustly. And and that plus the CCP, I think, has been a huge Certified Cheese Professional, has been a huge agent of what has developed American cheese.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know the number this year. I tried to find out how many entrants there were for this year's competition, and evidently it's a secret, so I did not get the number. Get to find out what the number is.
Oh well, I was about to blurt it out. Then I won't say that.
It's a secret. Don't say it, because it is a secret.
All right.
I'm just guessing that it's probably over.
It's an exciting number.
It's okay. Well, good enough. What surprises you most about ACS cheeses in regards to the entries?
I guess one of the things is how many cheesemakers have produced cheeses across all of the cheese categories, and I guess that arises, if you're an artisan and you're producing for farmers markets, you've got to have lots of different kinds of cheese. You've got to make a cheddar and a soft and a blue and a rind washed and and a fresh, so that your customers come to you for all your cheese. And some people do it absolutely brilliantly. I mean, Jasper Hill kind of pulls it off every time. And but I think for many cheesemakers, that's just so many to get really perfect. So as a cheesemaker in England, I'm really happy that we do cheddar and cheddar style, and I think it takes a lot to make a wonderful cheese of each kind.
What advice do you have to offer to cheesemakers who are considering entering the contest?
I think it's an outstanding forum. I guess come to the competition. Get the feedback. If you can make it out to the conference, and you get to taste your cheeses, to get to speak to people face to face, and kind of get the feedback. Being that it's an extraordinary environment, you know, however many people it is, 1,200 or 1,400 people crazy excited about cheese. I mean, it's such a privilege to be there.
I'm so impressed. It would be, I have a friend actually who entered her cheese and I don't think she got any awards, but she got enormously valuable feedback. So she was so thankful that she did try it. So.
And we, you know, and just in terms of, you know, the judges training is good. And you do a norming session at the beginning of the judging. So everybody, you know, there is a real desire from everyone, the judging panel, the judges, to make this something that is a real contribution to the cheesemaker. So, you know, kind of, you know, I guess it's like any comments that may be sometimes difficult to take, but kind of take it.
Yeah.
Take what you're given. You know, the judge may have got the wrong end of the stick about it, but kind of take it, because that's some people who are really standing for you to make great cheese. You know, I mean, every cheese we pick off those trolleys and bring onto the table, where how I think it is, and I think it is like this for everyone. You're thinking maybe this is the best in show,
yes.
And so, you know, we're kind of we're standing for you guys.
Right. Well, this will be my 6th year as a volunteer, and to me the highlight is the Festival of Cheese. Even if it's an all-day shift, and then the evening, you know, shift is more fun. You could talk to people, but you know, it's so interesting, especially for someone like me who I never made cheese in my life and probably never will. But it is so fascinating. It's so interesting, and it's so well organized, and I just love it.
I just love to see at the Festival of Cheese. I just love cheese. Cheese is art, isn't it? You know, the way the cheese is laid out and decorated, and it just feels like, oh my goodness me! You know, people are, you know, it's kind of so respectful of the cheese and the cheesemakers, and it's just wonderful to be part of that world.
Well, it's wonderful for you to be a part of Cheese Hangouts, Mary. I really consider it a privilege and an honor. And I look forward to seeing you in Denver on the 25th of July through the 29th. And I understand you will probably get there a little early for the judging. So is it a 2 or 3 day?
That's right.
Thing?
2 days.
Okay.
2 days.
Okay.
2 very intensive days. We turn up at the conference kind of, we have eaten a lot of cheese. But you know, it's so, what could be more, as you know, one of the best 2 days of the year as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, thank you again, Mary, and I appreciate it so much, and I'll see you soon.
You're welcome. See you in Denver.
Okay, bye-bye.